What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and welcome back. Finally, continuing on with Valhalla. So we're actually going to be playing on the Series X today. For those that missed the community post, went to install the 3080, and my PC crapped the bucket. I don't know what exactly happened, whether it was the power draw or whatever the case was, but my motherboard and my power supply are both dead. I have replacements coming, but until they show up, obviously I can't do anything on that PC. So right now I'm playing on the wife's PC. I brought that downstairs. I built it for her as kind of a starting streaming rig, so I'm going to be recording with that and then just doing all my gameplay on console in the meantime, which should get me by until new PC parts show up. So kind of interested to see how this turns out, since it's my first time recording with a completely new kind of makeshift setup. So we'll find out.
For East Anglia's future. Able, just like you, to keep a king waiting at his own wedding.
Yet I arrived in the end.
A part of me worried you wouldn't.
You look good, Oswald. Like a man about to marry a more powerful woman.
Do I? Because I'm nervous as hell.
Of all the battles a man can fight, the war against himself is the hardest to win.
This seems sweet. So for those curious why I'm on Xbox, and a lot of people are like, well, it runs better on PS5, why didn't you get that? Well, I like the Xbox controller because I have a bumper on the back that lets me dodge, and that alone makes me rather play this on Xbox over PlayStation, where I don't have my bumper dodge button. That's honestly my only complaint with the... I love the new PlayStation controllers, the DualShocks.
I hereby name you man and wife.
Wish they would have done some under buttons on it. Or there were even rumors that they were considering it.
Of Elmenham, first of his name, the rightful king of East Anglia, with this lady
I don't know why they didn't.
Soul, fist, and beauty of this land.
You've done it, steward. A king now sits on the throne of East Anglia.
Don't leave yourself out of this song. We did it together.
Back to your dreams, then, of fire and Helheim.
I lost my way some time ago. Hard to say when. I don't want to be here. I never did. This was Halfdan's dream. He ordered me to see through. In my dreams, I'm sailing, remember? Wind in my beard, salt on my lips. I want that life again. Whether or not I find it, only time will tell. Until then, let us feast, drink, and forget our pain!
So for those that don't know what I'm talking about in particular, when I'm on PC and playing with a controller, I use the Pro controller on the Xbox, because you got those buttons on the back that you can customize. And I know PlayStation actually, they have the attachment they created for the old DualShocks, which kind of let me do that. But it was super janky. Like, I used that thing twice and was like, nope, don't like this, uncomfortable as hell. And there were rumors that they were going to be doing that with the new DualShocks, but they never did. Which kind of sucks, because having rear buttons on the controller is super useful.
Let us address that.
Like, I almost
Surely a
always
special
have
kind
one
of metal is required for drinking before the new king.
just dedicated
A metal
to
not
dodging.
unlike your own.
To Odin and his endless glories.
And the new king of East Anglia. May his reign be long and good.
Really prefer it with like Souls-likes, because I can have that button and use it as my sprint and whatnot instead of having to
Wolf-Kissed.
play with the claw technique.
I
But
wager you couldn't drink more than me if you tried.
A fool's wager.
A challenge nonetheless. What say you?
I will drink you under the table.
Confident, are you? Let us see how you fare against the ale beast of East Anglia. And we'll make it interesting. Put your silver where your mouth is. What say you?
I accept.
about to make money on this fool.
Got some on your boots. You are a bit green, friend.
Ah, shit. I'm still winning this by a good bit, I think. It was actually pretty close.
The ale here, it's strong. But I am stronger!
Aye, stronger than me. You drink as well as Valdis. Now that I would pay to see.
Speaking of payment, where is my silver?
Here, well earned, Wolf-Kissed. The boar represents fertility. Did you
This
know
dude just
that?
stalking me?
As does Freya. What's your point?
You impress me, Eivor. Your battle wisdom, your strength of character, skilled in so many ways. Yet I wonder, is there any skill of mine that I could impress upon you?
Even a fool has something to teach, whether they are aware of the lesson or not.
Hey, hey. But I could show you how to wield my plow sword.
Sheath your plow sword, bro dear. I'm not interested.
You thought... No. No. I wasn't serious. Come on now. Drink and be merry.
Well ahead of you, friend.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard pass for me, dog.
Did my brother just call me? I think he... You know I should go. Brother!
Behold, how light-footed I am. You're as light-footed as a bear in a birch tree.
Like how instantly sobered up. Like, nah, we're gonna hard pass on the plow sword.
Eivor! Care for a challenge? Eivor! Wolf-Kissed, gaze upon my pots. They stand so strong. Unbreakable at this distance, no?
They are not, bro dear. My arrows shatter whatever target they strike.
Even after draining so much meat, succeed and you shall be rewarded.
Keep your eyes open long enough to witness this, you drunken lout.
Noticing a little bit of tearing on the face.
hoping for trouble? I could hardly believe my ears either. It was Oswald's wishes.
Yes, that's it.
Oh man, that was actually closer than I thought it would be. It's like just a little bit of wavering on it.
Barely a challenge.
Impressive. Impressive. Here as promised. Now go enjoy the party.
Yeah, new parts should be here on Friday, so I won't have to play on console for that long. Who's this dude, yo? He's a thick boy. A tattoo nearby here? Yeah, there's also one of those things. So the last couple days have been spent trying to set up RMAs. Yeah, Corsair already sending me a new power supply, but Gigabyte, their RMA process is a little shittier. It's like, fill out these 2 forms and send the product to us, and then over the course of 30 days, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. So I already ordered new parts, and that's what I'm waiting to show up on Friday. And I'll work with those, and then honestly, whenever I get the RMA parts, I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, I'll flip those on Craigslist or something, or just sell them, because I ordered a whole new power supply as well as a new motherboard to rebuild the PC on. Just sucks, obviously. But this is exactly why I finished recording Demon's Souls first, because I was like, man, you never know. Anytime you're installing new components, there's always a chance something can go wrong and just ruin your shit, and that's exactly what happened. Fucking half the computer broke trying to install a graphics card.
For a sweet swine? The Saxon god wanders somewhere up here, does he not? I haven't seen him.
They like to say he moves with mystery.
Look, the moon. It moves untroubled now. But one day it will be eaten by a giant wolf and the nights will be black forevermore.
Are you all right?
I've tasted glory once again, and it was good.
I'm glad to hear it. Now...
I always felt like Skoll, Hati, chasing and trying to fulfill Halfdan's wishes. But now I've caught my sun and moon. I've got them and I don't know.
You can let them go. Sail to a further shore.
My longship's in Valhalla. Don't you remember? Firestarter.
Come on. Let's get you to solid ground.
Everything's spinny.
Let's get this drunk out of here.
You're very strong.
You're very large.
Did he die?
Sorry for this, Eivor.
Oh no, he's good.
I've had one last glory. I should be happy. I am happy. Thank you.
It need not be the last.
Not the last.
Enough fun and games. I should see how Oswald is doing.
Eivor, I'm about to address our guests, and I'd like you to be there.
It's been a worthy ceremony so far.
And have you had enough fun yet?
I'm ready to hear you address your kingdom.
Good. Come, join me. Friends, honored guests, we've pushed through hard times. It seems like all we've known is loss and suffering. But it is not conflict that binds us. It is compassion. May we always favor compassion, even when our enemies refuse its boon. So, to my Dane friends and neighbors, I give thanks for the bravery you have shown during our collective struggles. And for my fellow Christians, may we continue standing as examples of our Lord's grace. Lights in the dark. I see East Anglia's future right here, right now, in all of you, Dane and Saxon alike. To our future.
Still a bit soft on insults, but the king has courage.
And to Eivor, without whom none of this would have been possible.
On behalf of East Anglia, let this ring be proof of our loyalty to the Raven clan and all they have done for us today.
Would you have any words of wisdom for us?
To the good King Oswald! Skull!
To Oswald!
Skull!
Skull!
Score! Okay, everyone, the bridal race starts now. Remember, you all have to lose to the bride and groom. Steady all, and ready yourself for the wedding race. The king and his bride against all.
My king!
The sheep you left to guard me have
Man.
been shorn.
Oswald! King of sheep fuckers! Show your eyes!
I challenge you.
I accept.
Oswald is king, and a king must have a champion. I will fight in his stead.
He challenged me, Eivor.
Your fight is bigger than this, Lord. You must rebuild East Anglia plank by plank, and a dead king cannot keep his oaths. Let me finish this.
Oswald, you gutless Arya swine! I'll slay the wolf-kissed, then hang you with your own tongue. You always get in the way! East Anglia can burn for all I care!
Big damage! Stomp him in the nuts.
I wish it had not come to this. So much death, so much anger.
What's done is done.
Oh man, yeah.
You're leaving
See
now.
the
I
anti-alias
should.
thing going
Your
off.
wedding should be a day of peace and happiness. Today I lack both.
Eivor, you've done East Anglia a great service. I promised you an alliance, and now you have it.
And one day, I will need you to make good on that alliance.
I think what I might try and do after this episode, I'm gonna knock the, because I know the Xbox can run 1440.
I should find Finir. Say goodbye before I leave.
And since I'm recording at that, I'll knock it down and I'll see if that improves the rendering at all.
Ah, greetings, Eivor.
You're missing the festivities.
I've had my fill.
It's as much yours as it is Oswald's.
I was a crumbling man, Eivor. Before all this, I thought I'd die a tired old failure. But now, my heart burns bright with newfound fire. I want to live hard, die fierce.
Glory cares not for age, Finir. Sail with me. My ship could always use a wise head and a strong axe.
Together,
Together.
I'll gather my things.
Very cool. I don't know if he's actually going to be much of a fighter. Mostly seems to just kind of drink and hang out, but maybe. Maybe. Here, what is this shining?
Now it seems the wind calls me back to Randvi. Let's tell her the good news.
Might be further than I thought. Oh, whatever. We'll warp. Load times aren't as fast as PC. They're not bad though. That was what, 6-7 seconds? It was enough that I noticed it though.
Push me any further, Holger, and I will make you eat that wretched hat of yours.
Rowan, Holger, why all this shouting?
Eivor, thank Tyr.
I heard shouting. Is something wrong?
Holger robbed me, and I demand he be punished.
Rot disappointed word. Does the deer rub the stream when she takes a drink? Does a cow rub a field when he crops on sweet grass?
Eivor, this matter requires sensitive judgment. Will you?
Of course. From the beginning, please.
Well now, there is no excuse too small, I see. Nothing to keep you from coveting that seat, is there?
In Sigurd's absence, who has better claim to oversee these disputes?
You might leave them to work it out for themselves, but that would mean letting go, would it not?
God, I'm so fucking sick of him. Eivor is as well.
Please start again. Tell me all that has happened.
I will start. I have been falsely accused by this Saxon Philistine.
A filly what? Are you mocking me?
Silence, please. I will hear both of your complaints and render a decision, awarding compensation if needed. Understood? Rowan, tell me your version of these events.
As you are aware, Holger and I are neighbors. Near enough that I often catch him at my stables, stealing my tools.
Borrowing.
Holger, let him speak.
Stealing, borrowing. My point being, I have always allowed him to use whatever he pleased. I greatly admire your Norse generosity and had hoped to match it. But this morning, Holger stretched the limits of my grace. Entering my stables for their feed, I found my most beautiful, gentle mare stripped of her tail. Bereft, not a strand in sight. I am ashamed to say my natural suspicion drew me to Holger, and how right I was. For when I peered across the lane, there he was, gripping a horsetail brush slathered with indigo, dragging it across a sheet of
Painting, Rowan. I was painting. You make it sound so crude.
You see? Such willful arrogance. It will take ages for Ilgafur's tail to reach its former length. I demand compensation.
I understand. Thank you, Rowan.
Just straight up cut the cord. He just cut all the hair off to make a brush.
Let me hear your side.
Eivor, you have known me as a skald for years. You have seen how my poems bring life and joy and wisdom to our people. And you know that my work requires a certain, let us say, freedom. to make use of rare resources to compose my verses. Often when lacking the proper tools, I have made use of novel items. Alvis's walking stick, Tovy's inks, all were given gladly.
You cut off my horse's tail to make a brush, you bleeding...
Rowan?
As I was saying, this morning in the throes of poetic reverie, I realized that my latest piece required delicate brushwork. I could have used a frayed stick, some cloth, my hands, but no. I needed something gentler, softer. To make a perfect brush, I needed the fine hairs of a well-raised horse. And so I availed myself of a local resource.
You clipped Alfgafur's tail to the rump without asking.
It was early. I did not wish to wake you.
Oh, get the fuck out, dude.
Thank you, Holger. I believe I understand your position. I believe I have heard enough. If you will...
My horse looks like a fool, Eivor. No handsomer than a donkey now. You must do something.
Do not conflate hair with beauty, Rowan. She remains radiant. Elgifer's hair will grow back in no time.
Quiet, both of you. Now listen. Holger, Rowan is clearly in the right. You sheared the tail from his horse without gaining permission.
I borrowed the tail. Borrowed.
You can't borrow.
Does the reality
Oh my
of
God.
regrowth not make this a victimless crime?
It is a two-victim crime, Holger. Though they are unharmed, you took without asking, and that will not do. As the horse's value has diminished significantly, you will pay Rowan its market price.
But the horse was not for sale. Rowan, admit it.
My decision is final, Holger. Pay what you owe, and meet tomorrow as friends.
And if I do, may I keep the horse?
Pay the man and be done with it. Rowan, does this satisfy you?
It does. Thank you, Eivor.
Good. Then by Tyr's blessing, let this matter rest. We're done here. Return to your homes in peace.
That's a damn fine stable we have now. Lord, look at
Jesus. Alright. Well, we are going to wrap things up here for now. I know these episodes are usually an hour, but like I said, recording on a temporary setup, recording on console, lots of different moving pieces here that we're testing for the first time, so I want to make sure that this looks good, everything's running smooth, all that jazz. But I'll have more of this coming your way tomorrow, now that I'm done recording on Demon Souls. That'll wrap up on Wednesday, and we'll bring Valhalla back up to probably 2 episodes a day to finish getting through this. So either way, stay tuned, and I will catch you all soon enough with more.